Hello and welcome to the Nova Show, Real Estate Records. I'm BreeAnn Motta, your host for today's episode. Joining me is Tiffany Kennard. Tiffany is a Utah real estate professional with nearly a decade in the industry, working with buyers, sellers, and first-time home buyers across a wide range of situations. She started in real estate alongside her husband in construction and has since grown into the business owner and leader. Known for her hands-on approach and strong client relationships, today we're talking about her journey, what it really takes to build this business, and how she continues to evolve in a changing market. Let's dive in.
Awesome.
Tiffany.
Thank you
welcome.
for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. This is definitely out of my comfort zone, but it's fun.
I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be so fun. I'm really excited for you to be here. And just to hear your story, you have like so much knowledge behind everything. So this will be really great for our listeners to learn from and everything as well. So I'm super excited. So let's start from the beginning. Okay. So what drew you to real estate?
Well, it was my husband. He was a builder. And we started building spec homes, and we were the first set of homes out in Saratoga Springs when it wasn't cool to live in Saratoga Springs, and now it's all the things. But so he was a contractor, builder, building official for 20 years, and he was doing some fix and flips and said, you really should be listing these homes. And I went, well, that's not what I do. I teach figure skating by trade. And he's like, oh, go get your license. So of course I went and got my license, and the rest is history.
That is so awesome. And then it's funny because it's like you're comfortable with this area and you know the ins and outs, and so it just kind of drew you.
Yes, and I was actually for a real estate agent working backwards.
Okay.
Learning the building process and the inspection process, and fix and flips and what's good and design, and then all of a sudden listing them. So it's definitely working backwards, but actually I think it was helpful in the industry because with school and everything, it kind of doesn't teach you real estate. It keeps you how to stay out of jail, and then you learn real estate when you jump in to sell the houses.
So true. That's so true.
Yes.
So that's so true. That's such a good point too, to kind of learn other sides of the real estate world. Then kind of go into
so helpful. Everybody jumps in for a reason, right? Yeah. Either they're doing their own, or mom and dad have a ton of property and they need to sell. Like there's all those reasons. So anything you can bring to the table with real estate knowledge, even being lender, go real estate, and vice versa, it's so helpful.
Yeah,
to have that knowledge.
Definitely knowing the knowledge around is kind of cool. It's fun to kind of jump into the industry and see the difference.
And you can't be afraid that every day's a new day in real estate.
And something new will always pop up, right?
Still learning after all these years, every day.
Talking about that too, so what, when you were first getting started, what felt like the most challenging or unfamiliar?
Most challenging was building a pipeline, which I didn't know was a pipeline. So kind of knowing where to start. And I, had some great mentors, but it was a lot back in the industry where you had to figure it out yourself. There wasn't a whole lot of support, training, and luckily I love to problem solve, and that's what real estate is problem solving, right? So it was, okay, how am I going to build that pipeline? How am I going to get noticed as a real estate agent, realtor in Utah? So it was a lot of that dual career and then some. So using all my, my sphere of influence, SOI, as, hey, I wasn't afraid to ask for referrals and say I'm in the business and if you need help and all the things, and even being accused that I'm too new in the industry, to just give me a chance. And it worked out, right? That's awesome. Yes, that's how I got started, and you just have to not be afraid to talk to people.
That's so true. Yeah. It's so true. And it's funny because like the new thing, you got to get over that hump of the new and just, dive right in.
Well, that's what was helpful too is, I had a small team at the time, but to have that industry experience behind you to say, hey, yes, I'm new, but look at who I work with. Look at how many years and backing I have behind me and experience. So that was very helpful when I started.
Yeah, that's so like that's so true. And you know, the new thing is going to be something that you do every single day. You know, there's nothing that's going to be the exact same transaction.
No, and that's what's fun is you build on your experience.
Exactly.
And you go, oh, I did this one.
That's awesome.
I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it better.
For sure. Yes, exactly. Looking back, what's one lesson you learned early on that still shapes how you work today?
Wow, that's a good one. But I know that I had a really good, longtime mentor, and she would tell me that I would come in to work or to the meetings or whatever, like every day was my first day. I was excited every day to be doing what I was doing. And that really stuck, because if you can be excited about what you're doing, that's meaningful, and you're meant to be doing that. Every day was not fun. Every day is still, but you can find the good in it. And that really stuck with me when I very first started on that team, that she noticed I showed up and I was excited. And if I put that energy towards real estate, anything can happen. And
that's true.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's great. I love like your energy. I've always said that. Every time that we've worked together, I think that you've just been so amazing with, you know, there may be something going crazy in the background and yet you still have a smile on your face. I love it.
Could always be worse.
It's so great, right? It's so true. Very true. I love that. I think that that's a really great thing, you know, positive attitude and just making it work and having like a good leadership behind you that could help you and grow and learn it and not get like too upset with you, right?
Yes.
Because things happen, but at the same time, just be able to sit with you. That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Constructive criticism first, positivity first, and then we got to learn our lesson, right?
For sure.
However that may be, and it can be a positive experience. For sure. Just not do it again. So.
For sure. So true. How would you describe your approach when you're guiding a client through a transaction?
Oh, that's good. That's a great question. As far as it would depend on what stage we are. So if we're looking at first-time home buyers, second, they think they know it all, which is fine, but it's been a few years in between. So, and then of course you've got they buy multiple properties throughout the nation, right? But my approach is just education. So making sure they know start to finish. So my first question is, okay, what do you know about the process? What is your expectations of me? And knowing what they're expecting of me to take that and run with it. So each scenario, each buyer, totally going to be each their own, right? Yes. So, but yes, it's pretty much just education, and setting those expectations, sitting down with them several times before we even, do paperwork. So it's letting them know that I'm here to help them. I'm a resource. My team, my brokerage is a resource, and that's how we all roll.
That's great.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Nothing forced, nothing, you have to do this because, yeah, that's no fun for anybody.
Right? So. I know, huh? That's awesome. I love that. That's really a great deal. And it's teaching, right?
Uh-huh.
It is. Because they just assume that you just walk up to a house and you see it.
And they do. It's really interesting. And then we assume that they know because they get that confidence going, and then we forget, oh, shoot, and they didn't know. And then we need to back up. And that's okay to own it and say, oh, my apologies, let me back up. Let's go over this a little bit. And maybe you have to do it 10 times on the same subject. But as long as you're consistent and educating, they'll get it eventually.
I love that.
I promise.
And I think you do such a great job with that too. Like you are so good with educating.
I love it. But that's awesome. What was important to myself learning is I had to learn most of it myself for the first 5 years. So I want these newer agents or even agents that want to grow and expand their business. If they're educated, sky's the limit.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. Learning something every single time is going to make you grow for sure.
It drives my son crazy that I listen to podcasts speaking of, podcasts all day long, but it's something I can grab a nugget.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not a book reader. I should be.
Yeah.
But I grab those nuggets from the podcast going, oh, I could spin it a little bit different. Or I'm having troubles with a buyer or a seller, and I turn on a podcast about selling, and that's going to click, right?
I love that.
So trying to be creative and think outside the box.
Yeah, I love that. That's good. Right now, what are buyers and sellers most concerned about when they reach out to you?
How much I'm going to make and how much I have to pay, which is okay. They should be. That's, their bottom line, their net, however you look at it. But I want them to know when they're reaching out to me or one of my team brokerage members that they're getting honest truth, transparency, and we're not just going to help or list their property just to sell it at a number and have it not sell. And we're going to be transparent on the buyer's numbers. So I have, where most of them are listing and buying at the same time, just having those numbers and those hard conversations up front.
Yeah.
So, and it's not always the best idea for somebody to sell. I turned several away saying, guys, it's not in your best interest unless they have to sell or they're moving across the country.
Yeah.
Say if you guys can hang out for 2 more years, you'll have more equity to do something with, right? Or if it's a have to, then we figure it out.
So true.
Yes, it's just having that conversation of the end goal. What is your end goal? Let's work backwards.
Right.
So.
Right. And I think that that's another thing too, that a lot of people don't know if they're ready yet or they can. So it's great to just like sit down to just have that conversation and run numbers. And
just initial meeting. I mean, just see if you're a good fit. You might not even be a good fit. You might not even be able to help this person.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah, that initial conversation is so important.
Yeah. What's a misconception you find yourself clearing up again and again?
Negotiation, actually. I'm finding that everybody's so set in their ways that negotiating is not a natural thing for a lot of people, where we always say commissions, concessions, everything's negotiable, but it is. It's just the way you present it and have a conversation and teamwork.
For sure.
All of us need to be working together on all sides of the transaction.
Yeah.
So it's negotiating. Anything's negotiable. Just let's start the process. If it's not a good fit, it's negotiable. Like seriously, let's have those conversations. But if you don't start, you don't know.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, that's so true. It's communication.
It is 100%. You can, if you're talking. I mean, I have for example, an agent right now, and we've talked. I think we're best friends, and we've only been in negotiations of a contract for a day and a half. But hey, I'd rather have that.
Oh, for sure.
Than no communication at all, and we can always we can always find a solution.
Yes,
we just have to talk it out.
Yes,
so,
I love that. That's so great.
Yes.
That's so good. So what habits or routines have helped you stay consistent in your business?
Well, the morning routine back in the day, but no, just everybody will say the morning routine.
Right?
I know.
Yes.
But I used to be at 3:45 with skating because I teach figure skating. And so, but it's the consistency. But I notice in real estate that if I'm constantly, fortune's in the follow-up.
Right.
That's all. Yep. Fortune's in the follow-up. So if I'm connecting with these people, it might not be an immediate sell, but real estate is not an immediate paycheck.
Yeah.
So 30, 60, 90, right? You hear that all the time. But if I'm constantly disciplined and having my prospecting time, which I do, even if it gets moved from 5 to 6 instead of 9 to noon, if I take that couple hours and follow up with the ones that are really interested or they've shown interest and find that conversation and 3 deep, right? Finding that, okay, where can I take this conversation? And building the trust.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just really the follow-up. If you're consistent on that,
for sure,
you can be consistent on anything because that's the hardest part is picking up the phone.
Yep.
So
true.
And I learned that, but I do it now and I love it.
That's so great.
And make it a challenge.
Yeah.
How many no's can I get today? That's a challenge How many yeses?
Yeah.
How many can I turn their bad day into a good day, right?
So true.
Yeah.
So
that's what helps.
Yeah, I think that's great. Not being afraid of no's. I think, is the biggest.
And you know what? That was hard for me for a long time because you think everybody likes you.
Right.
Not everybody does.
Right.
And it's okay. That's why we have personality. So it's okay.
Yes, so. I agree. Yep. And it's so true. Like it is. And to be fair too, it's, a no isn't always a no right away, right?
Exactly. And why is it a no?
Right.
Ask why is it a no?
There
You know, and just keep that conversation going. If you can, the longer you can, the deeper you get, and you'll find a solution.
I love that.
Yep.
That's so true.
Even if it's taking bread to them that day, like whatever it is, you can help them.
Yep.
So
I love that. That's so good. That's such a good idea too. Okay. And then looking ahead, what changes do you think Utah homeowners should start paying attention to?
buy now. Just if you're able to, like really and truly, appreciation of the homes are going. I mean, every lender will tell you. I mean, not just real estate, but your mortgage payments and everything. It might be a $30 difference, but it's a $30 difference times 12, right? So if you can get in now, kudos to you because you're amazing at having good credit and being disciplined in your finances, but just do it. And even if you can do listing your home or pulling out equity and buying an investment property for your children, because I'm in that spot where I have older children, it's time to do it now. And real estate is, guys, I never understood it because you didn't talk about it like you did or do now growing up. But real estate is your equity. It is your savings plan. So especially in Utah, I mean, we can't go wrong.
Yeah.
The hidden gem.
It's so
since
true.
COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
So I would just say just try and ask the questions.
Yeah.
So.
And when you are talking about that, like where do they go first? What are your...
You know what? I would go to your trusted realtor or friend that can refer somebody that they've worked with and interview a whole bunch. Get a whole bunch under your belt. Don't just use next door neighbor. Not that they're not fabulous, because your next door neighbor might be me. So,
Very true.
But I'm just saying, just have that conversation. You've got to be able to trust them with everything. And we take that very, very sincere as far as we're not going to share on the podcast. Like, we're not going to share it, right? But you have to be able to trust them enough to share some financing things or some goals that you haven't shared with anybody else that we can help you reach. But with real estate, yes, just reach out to a good realtor. I mean, if you want to get on Google, that's fine too, but please have a conversation with a real person, not just AI. As I'm learning, I can turn myself into 12 people now.
I know, right?
But just getting that trusted advisor. If it's your lender, if you have somebody at the bank or the credit union that you trust, and they will have referrals. Like, just get a good referral and get a handful of them.
I love that.
So talk to your people at work who's done the process, things like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's so great. I love that. That's so awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Tiffany, for coming today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It's been awesome. I love the knowledge. Like I said, I have loved just like your personality, just the way that you are. I love like your, just like being around you has just been so awesome. I appreciate everything that you've done. You're so knowledgeable, no joke, like amazing. I've worked with Tiffany for a while, and she is just so great to work with and to talk to and just banter with. So.
Yes, and even a resource. Like if you're working with another agent and have questions.
Yeah.
Yes, just
I love it.
Ask questions.
She's seriously just always there, and I appreciate everything. Thanks so much for your time today, Tiffany.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please rate us, like us, and share this podcast with our real estate community. The Nova Show Real Estate Record, sharing raw stories of real estate, failures, lessons, wins, and successes. This is all from Novation Title, bringing a different experience into your world so that we can all uplift each other. Until next time.